Hi everyone, it's Lori Pinto from LolliPopPaperandInk.com. Today I'm here with our fifth project from the Holiday Hoopla 12 Weeks of Christmas series. And today we're going to be working on this really quick and easy gift box. And it's perfect to put in regular size cards. I have 4 cards in here with envelopes. And I'm sure, depending upon the embellishments, but you could easily fit 2 more on there. So let me just show you real quick how we made it. We used 1 sheet of DSP, and both of these sheets were from the Festive Farmhouse DSP pack, which I love. So we're starting off with a 9.5 by 9.5 square of DSP. And you can see from and we're using the envelope punch board, which I don't use enough. And once I start using it, I just love it. And I just keep making stuff. So I've made a bunch of these. So anyway, so I looked at the one that said 5 by 7 card size. So that's what we're going to do. I did try, because there is a little bit of wiggle room in here. See if you can see that. To see if I could make it a little shorter or more narrow. So I tried it with the 9.25 by 9.25 sheet, and that was fine this way, but it didn't give me the same room up on top to fit to fold over and to fit my envelopes. It was lifting up a little high. So we're going to use the 9.5 by 9.5. Very little measurements that you have to remember, and I mean it gives you it right here to start with. For 9.5 to 9.5, you're going to start at the 4 mark. So we just go to the 4 mark, punch and score. Now, what's going to make this different than a regular envelope is we're going to move it 1 inch over to the 5. And that's going to be our little sidebars there. And then that's it. We don't have to remember, sorry. I do have to punch it there before I score it. Okay, and that was a good score there. And that's it. We don't have to remember to have any more measurements. Now, of course, this paper is a little tough for me to see. Let me do it this way, where my score line is. And then it's just like a regular envelope. You're going to score and punch, go to the second line. Whoop. Like I said, I can't see it. Maybe it's the lighting. Oh, it's easier for me to do it this way. Score and punch. So we have that little inch on all of our sides. Maybe I need to score it a little harder. That's my problem. But with this paper, it's great. But I think the other bags that I used was the Share What You Love DSP, and you just can't beat that for 3D projects, because it's so thick. And so this one I'm a little careful when I'm doing my scoring, because I don't want it to rip through the paper. So, okay. Just bear with me. I lost it again. Okay, we're almost done with that. Here's the other score line. Make sure I'm on there. Okay. All right. The worst part is over. Now go ahead and round out all of the 4 corners. Comes in very handy. You don't have to use a separate rounder. Okay, and then we're done with that. So you're going to go in and burnish down on all of your fold lines. And this is really the whole thing. Then it's just going to be a question of decorating it. Okay, so this is going to be how it's going to fold up. This way. Okay, so we just need to get rid of these little tabs here, and what we're going to do with that is we're just going to come in and cut this little tab off right here, right on the corner, right on the score line, just up top. Same thing on this side. Now on the opposite side, I'm going to get rid of these squares altogether, because I kind of like I like the open part of the box. I like you to be able to see what's inside there. Okay, so this was our two that we just, and it's just how it's going to go together, just like that. Okay, now I put a little bit of adhesive on these little squares that we just cut out that side. Yep. Because it is a little, you want it to be a little sturdy to be able to hold those cards. So what I'm doing is just like usual, just match up those corners, make sure you have a nice tight angle there. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. And there we go. Isn't that adorable? Okay, so when we're putting these sides together, we're going to just put a little bit of adhesive about 2/3 of the way up. And the only thing I would suggest when you're adhering this down is just take a look at, you want this to be pretty perpendicular. Which side? This side here. So you just want to make sure your angle is good here, and when you're putting that adhesive down, only because then you will, when you close your flap, you have a nice tight and even flap like that. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing to this side. And again, I just want to make sure that the flap is going to go over, and it's going to be pretty even on both sides here. Okay, and that's it. And if I was using the really heavy DSP, I would definitely do the use maybe tear and tape for that, just to hold that together. But that's it. Now we're just really about decorating. So what I did here was I just had 2 panels that I put on top, and I'm just using different colors. This time it's the Mossy Meadow and the Cherry Cobbler, which go very nicely together. And then I put, this was stamped out with the Another Wonderful Year stamp set. I brought that out because I can never remember the name of that, but if I tell you how many times I've used this one image from that set. Okay, so I'm going to put this on here, right on top of the box there, and just kind of make sure you've got it glued down from the inside. You could put your stack of cards there right inside, so you have something to lay it down nicely on. And here, instead of the black satin ribbon, I'm just going to use this. This is from the Festive Farmhouse Cotton Twine pack, which again I'm almost done with because I've used this on so many projects. Okay, so that's good. I could always fiddle with the bow later and get that where I want it. And then I'm just going to use some glue dot, dimensionals, and pop that right up over on top. I think that'll be good. I'll just get it right on here, right over. And you can see that I look how cute that is. Let me get my other scissors here, and there we go. And that's just another beautiful little box for gift giving. And you could put anything in there that you, a little book or a memo pad, but am going to put some Christmas cards inside as a gift. I also, like I said, I got crazy with my board, and I got some, used up some old DSP, and I think I'll just put some regular note cards in here and decorate it up and send that out as a nice birthday present. Okay, so let me just point out the little bit of difference here in this one. And it was really just dependent upon which tabs I cut out completely and which tabs I just cut in that one side. But you can see the difference between the width, and really all that means is that you have the option of, depending on your preference, of which way you want to put the note cards in. So this way they go a little bit horizontal, and I kind of like the way that they fit a little bit better in this one. There's really no wiggle room on either side. And this one, if you had, I have a mix here of some of them are vertical orientation, some are not. So if I had all vertical, I would definitely put them in this way. And so I just wanted to point that out to you so you can see the difference. It really doesn't matter, but depending upon which way you want your cards to be shown, you have the option. So, okay, thank you so much for joining me today. This was our 5th project in the Holiday Hoopla, 12 Weeks of Christmas. If you're not subscribed to my email list, you can do that right with the link down below, and you can get in on all the rest of the projects that I have, because we have several more weeks to go. So thanks so much for joining me today. Have a great one. See you soon. Bye-bye.